What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of Comping with Kyle. Wait, we're live, right, Jake? All right, cool. I got the live notice, just making sure. So what's up, guys? In case you didn't notice, we got a new plant behind us, so adding a little bit of greenery to the scenes. Jake added some special effects stuff to the background. So, guys, you know Brandon, acquisition manager. So let's comp some deals. What's up, bro?
Yeah, let's get it, man. I'm excited to be back, man. Haven't been on for a while. You know, everybody's been taking my spot. You know, it's like, what's going on? No, I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, I'm excited to be back, man. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. So we've kind of just been like kicking off the show a little bit, just talking about really kind of what we're seeing. You know, has anything changed in the market? Granted, we do the show every week, so it's not like we're gonna see any like crazy major changes. Last week we had Ryan on. He was talking about how he had conversations with Temp and Steve and some of the other big guys, and that they're just saying, 60% of ARV is still kind of where they're looking at. And that's what really qualifies to them as a good deal. Are we seeing that kind of still holding true over this week? Like what's changed, if anything?
Man, I don't think much has changed. It's just double it down on what we're doing. You know what I mean? You know, be really good at what you do. You know what I mean? So I don't think much has really changed. I don't know exactly what Ryan was saying. I don't remember exactly, but nothing's changed. I'm seeing 60%. You know, obviously, from an acquisition standpoint, got to get it lower than 60%. But so, you know, other than that, not much has changed. You know, still getting after it.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Kind of same deal from the buyer standpoint. How are conversations going with agents for you now? You know, it's been a couple weeks since the market has been, I guess, quote unquote, shifted. What are agents saying when you're giving them offers?
Yeah, man. It's getting to the point where they need the offers. You know what I mean? Houses, obviously, like you guys know, are sitting on market longer and longer, so they're needing offers. They're getting a little bit more lenient. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things, that they say is like, oh yeah, the sellers don't understand that they and at that point I just kind of cut it off. It's like, well, you got to set the expectation. You know what I mean? So, they're starting to get to that point where it's like, dang, maybe I should set better expectations coming in. So, you don't have to go through just sitting on the market for that long. But yeah, I mean, they're starting to come around. You know what I mean? They're starting to come around. So.
Yeah, I think the setting expectations has kind of been a big eye opener for sure. I've seen a lot of price drops. Mm-hmm. And, we try to, explain to the agents why we need our numbers where they are, rather than just, tossing out a random number without ever seeing the property, just looking at pictures online. It's like, hey, this is kind of the ballpark of where we're going to need to be. We'll come look at the property and see kind of if there's things that we can save money on. But, yeah, I've had a similar experience. Most agents are a little bit more receptive. They're understanding that, hey, it's not as crazy as it used to be. But, the offers are still pretty low. So, but if you guys want to learn how to efficiently work with agents and do on-market MLS deals, you guys check out the Agent Investors course. Use the code Kyle. Get $150 off any of the courses. That applies to the $1,000 course too. So if you're really just looking to get your foot in the door and get going, what does that come out to, like $850? So you're saving like 15% on that course. So check that out if you're interested. Follow me, Brandon, Tanner, the rest of the team on Instagram. Shoot us any DMs. Jake will hop on a sales call with you too if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what the course has to offer. So however we can serve you guys, please let us know. Let's check out the comments. James Roman, what's up, man? He
Wheelchair
said,
"Pimping, what's up, man?"
He said, "We
guy.
in this. Let's go." I love it, bro. I love that you've kind of made the wheelchair pimping your
Yeah, because I remember
it's
you.
like the name.
Yeah, literally. I remember we did a show, and it was a while back, and you put in there, and it stuck to me. So I already know who you are, James.
It's catchy.
It's catchy, yeah.
It's a catchy name.
I like it.
You got cool, Anthony Nunez. What's up, man?
What's up?
Cool. Looks like wheelchair pimping tossed one in there in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's check that one out.
Let's get after it.
So we got 2751 Lansdowne.
Cool. And Anthony, we'll get to yours next. Appreciate you putting it on there.
Oh. Wow,
it's all good, man.
Having a tough time with the spelling today. What's new? Alrighty. So we got, looks like this one's active, listed 7 days ago for almost $170,000. We're a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1341 square feet, built in 1959. I'm wondering what this little skull means here. I don't think I've seen that before. All right, let's check it. Actually, let me look at the pictures. It looks like we do actually have some. Looks like it's got a carport, no garage. Looks like somebody maybe started some work. There's some sheetrock there. House kind of looks like it's maybe had a little bit of work done, or somebody started thinking about doing something. So, fixer upper, investor specials, zoned co. I wonder if that means zoned commercial. Strictly as is, seller to make no repairs. Property can be used as commercial, office, or residential. There you go. Side of the property has road frontage for business, large back and side yard, new windows, updated CPVC plumbing, hardwood floors. They put in a new electric panel. Roof was done in 2015 in good shape. Upgraded the carport. So it looks like they have done some stuff. 80% has been completed. 20% of the property needs to be completed, and the price reflects the repairs. So just to point something out right off the bat, when I see somebody that listed a property that they're working on or currently flipping, I know that they're in the back of my mind, for the most part, I know that there's probably not a ton of wiggle room. This probably isn't going to be one. If it's priced aggressively, it's probably not going to be one where I'm going to be able to go in and offer $100K under and they're going to take it at least 7 days on market. You know, there's obviously a reason they're not finishing this project. They think, you know, maybe they ran out of money. Maybe they don't think it's going to sell for where they wanted to. And they'll probably have it priced so that they'll either break even or make a little bit of money. Do you think that kind of the same way too?
Yeah, 100%. You know, when you see those, honestly, I mean, you can say it like the reaction we get when we get a property sent like this, where they started work and they didn't finish. I'm like, you know what I mean? You know, it's kind of, you know, what's going on? Why are they selling? You know what I mean? So it's just like Kyle said, you know, same thought process.
It definitely doesn't turn me away from it. I'll always look at it and I'll take a look, but I just know in the back of my mind that, you know, if I'm really far off, you know, might just have to kind of move on. But let's see what has sold recently in here. Okay, looks like we've got a 5-bed, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet. That sold for $215,000. Okay, so I don't think that this would be a comp because it's much bigger than us and has extra bedrooms. But it sold for $215,000 a week ago. So I want to see what the condition of it is that warranted that price.
I don't want to say it looks very similar. Obviously, they're bigger, but it looks very similar.
Yeah, This one's definitely not, you know, not a new remodel by any means, but it looks livable. It looks like it was, you know, well maintained. So let's see what else we got. Got a 3-1 that sold for $38,000. This has to be off market, I feel like. Crazy. We got a 3-2, 1,100 square feet. Let me know if Wheelchair Pimpin' is chiming in at all.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Nothing yet. Jathan 17 says go to the key at the top and it'll tell you what those icons mean. Yeah. Good looking out. And then it's Facebook user. We don't have a name on here, but he said, yo, just wanted to say, love the show. Thank you guys for putting this on every week.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the kind words. We like doing this. It's fun. We like giving back where we can.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so here's one. This looks like it could be a decent comp. This one sold for $257,000. We're a 3-bed, 2-bath.
Now that we're in August, right, about to be in September, how far are you looking back when you're looking at these deals? What's the threshold?
Now that we're about to be in September, really like July, maybe some in June, maybe, but really July, because you got to think they were probably under contract on that a month before. So the prices are a month lagged. So that means that if something closed, the 1st of July, they probably went under contract the very beginning of June. So yeah, July and August I'm taking heavily into consideration. Anything from June, I'm probably adjusting accordingly. All right, so that one sold for $257. I think that's a pretty good comp. We're a little bit bigger. Got another 3-1. See, now we're starting to get back into June here, but I did just want to look at this one. This is a 4-2, 1,400 square feet, same year build. And I'm curious what the condition is.
It's not bad. Definitely needs work. Okay, the more we get into it, yeah.
It's not great. Okay. Kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That looks like a disaster. Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably fair to say our ARV is probably like right around 250, maybe 255.
I was thinking even a little bit lower than that, but yeah, I was saying 240, 250,
okay,
around that range.
What made you say a little bit lower?
Oh man, just
because you only have this one.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have enough comps. You like to say 3 comps in the area.
Yeah.
You have 2?
You're right.
Yeah. So I took a little bit off of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's honestly a good point. And I kind of forgot about this 215 as well. That was bigger than us with 2 extra bedrooms.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not brand new, but I mean, it's still a bigger house. So, and we are also on a main road. I don't know how heavily people take that into consideration in other states, but I know in Arizona, siding to, backing to, or facing a main road is, it's not that favorable.
Yeah, I mean, we've had situations where we had locked up houses on the main road and even priced right, and no buyers would still take it. So take that into account.
All right, so I'm just gonna do some quick math on this one, and say if ARV is 240. What would 60% be, just to get a ballpark? 144 would be about what 60% would need to be. So we're priced at 170. About what, like 20? Is that 25 or 35? That's 25 off. So you're about $25,000 off. I would probably see, Wheelchair Pimpin'. I don't know if you're boots on the ground in Jacksonville, but I would go take a look at it. I would just say, hey, before I put in an offer and see, can I just go walk the property, ask them if there's any wiggle room on it? Hey, like I really like to be buying at about 60%. We're a little bit over that. What kind of margin or wiggle room can you give me? And I would, check with your buyers too, because that's a big thing. Some buyers won't take over somebody else's project that's already going because they've designed it how they want. They have other plans in place, and maybe they're skeptical of why they're walking away from it. So really make sure that you have somebody lined up for that. But yeah, I would personally think that it would need to be about $145,000 to work. So that's probably what I would shoot for.
Cool.
And again, that's where I think a buyer would buy it.
He was in the same. I'm thinking he's saying for ARV. He was thinking about 230, 240. Yeah, you're in the ballpark. You know what I mean?
So shoot for 240.
Yeah.
And see where you can go on it.
Cool. All right.
Cool, man. Thanks for sending that one in.
Anthony Nunez, 180 West 11th Street in, I'm guessing, San Bernardino, California.
Okay. 180 West
11th Street,
San Bernardino. All right, so it looks like this one is off market. Looks like it's from what I'm seeing here on Privy, it's a 2-bed, 1-bath. It's almost 1,200 square feet, built in 1905. 1905. That's an old house. Let's see what's selling around it, though. Do we have an asking price on this one?
Let's see. No asking price. Anthony, if you could, drop a price or wherever you think you need it at, just drop it in there.
And something I forgot to look at on the last one, but that I want to make sure that I look at on this one as well, is the actives in the area. Mm-hmm. Seeing what sold versus what's active now. We talk about that a lot on past shows, but 6, 7, 8 months ago, we were really just looking at what properties closed. What was the last highest sale price in the neighborhood? And you're assuming, okay, I can probably get at least that. Now, you're looking at some stuff that's closed in June, July, August, and you're seeing houses that are on the market that are maybe even in better condition for less than that, because there's so many other options out there for buyers now. You know, in Arizona, there's almost 19,000 listings.
Yeah.
So buyers can be a little bit pickier and don't have to pay a premium price. So
Yep. I've turned down properties where the numbers make sense with the sold properties because there's so many actives. It turned me away. You know what I mean? So that really affects it a lot. And Wheelchair Pippin said he's here, but he needs somebody to walk it. My man, that's what I'm talking about.
You're funny, bro. You're funny, man. Well, look, I'm sure we can probably put you in contact with somebody or help you find somebody that might be able to go walk it. So, that was funny.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. I didn't get it when I read it. When I first read it, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, you know what? Maybe you can roll over there. I don't know. All right. Let's see what we got. Looks like there's another 2-1 here that sold on the 16th for $240,000. Similar stats. It looks like it's like 20 years newer, but you know, it's so old, probably, you know, similar. Yeah, this is weird because like I would compare like a 1925 property to a 1905 property because they're just so, you know, they're just both super old. But like I wouldn't take something that was built in 2020 and compare it to something that was built in 2000.
Exactly.
Because you know, I don't know why. That just makes sense.
Yeah,
in my head.
floor plan's different. Everything's different. How people are built. Yeah, just all different. Back then, yeah, it's, you know, pretty much the same. But Anthony says asking from 150 to 180. 150 to 180.
Okay.
Which one is it?
Well, just optically too, when I hear that, I'm also just looking around here at all the actives and solds in the area, and off the bat, 150 sounds like okay, maybe. I see a lot of 4s. I see some higher 3s, but I do also see some 2s and 1s. Like what's this guy here? We got a 250, 2-1, built in 1922. There's not pictures from any of these, I don't think so. But here's a 2-1. Yeah, so it looks like there's a lot of smaller homes around here. 2-1s. Here's a 3-2. And this one's under contract at $430,000. This one's built in 1914. Let's check this one out.
Why are you looking through that? How are you comparing? Like, what is your thought process when you're comping a 2-1 to a 3-2? Like, what's going on through your head?
They're not really comparable, and it would probably be a lot of work to convert a 2-1 to a 3-2. But I just like getting like kind of an anchor point. Like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna push ARV, you know, up to the 400s because there's a brand new what looks to be a brand new remodeled 3-bed 2-bath that's around the same size as us that sold for $430,000. Like, now I just know in my head, okay, now I can't push ARV up to here, because something bigger and what most would say is a little bit more desirable sold there. But then you've got this 410 here. That's a 2-1, a little bit smaller than us.
So in July, late July too.
Yeah, late July.
And this doesn't even look like it's really remodeled.
No, again, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Like, it's move-in ready. It's ready for somebody to move in there and make it home, but it's not newly updated. So I'm pretty surprised that this one sold at 410 and this other 3-2 is pending. Again, this is under contract at 420, you know, or 430. We don't know. They could be, you know, they could have gone over asking price. Who knows? Because here's a 4-2 that's much bigger, 1,800 square feet, under contract for 464. We don't have any pictures of ours, but I'm probably going to assume, just based on the one photo that we had here with all the trash out front, the cars, I'm assuming that this one might even need to be closer to like that 50 to 55 mark. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Yeah, I think you could probably get somewhere in the high 3s. Let's see what this one is here. Yeah, here we go. a 2-1, 1,000 square feet, listed active for 380. It's only been listed for 3 days. So I would keep an eye on this one, and I would maybe even, not great photos, but again, it looks livable. I would maybe even call the agent on this one and just say, like, hey, have you gotten any interest in this one? Like, what's the feedback you're getting on price? Maybe wait a couple days, see what they say on that. But I think that probably like 375, depending where this one lands, maybe even 380 is reasonable. Mm-hmm. And I'd probably be hitting I'd be shooting for 50% of that, so I have room to move it. So, 375, 187. It seems like the numbers pencil out. I don't know if I'm missing something here, or if it's just a really good deal. So check out the numbers. Make sure it's not a complete teardown, because if so, then you're essentially just paying for the land, and I don't know how much this land would be. But if the property's salvageable, it just needs a lot of work, and you can get it at 50%, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, sure. Hey, if you can shoot us over some pics, and if you have any, shoot them over. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, take a look. We might be able to help you find a buyer. Because, that seems like it would be a pretty smoking deal.
Let's go.
Good stuff. Awesome. Who sent that one in? Was that
Anthony?
That
was Anthony.
I remember Anthony. He dropped some stuff in last week, too.
Hey, let's go. Cool. So the next one, we Isaiah, 990 Trenton Way in Mesa, California.
990 West?
990 Trenton Way.
Okay. Got the big boy.
Okay.
All right, so we've got an active property here. We've been listed for 61 days. We're listed now at $1.75 million, dropped $20,000 on the 16th, so about 2 weeks ago. Wow, that's crazy. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it's under 1,500 square feet, and they're asking almost $1.1 million for it. That's crazy.
That is wild.
But yeah, it looks like it's 1 story. It's got 2-car garage. It was built in 1968. And let's take a look at the photos. Okay. It looks like it's just outdated. It could really use some update. It could really use some work to make it into $1 million home. Right now, I think it would be kind of hard to justify somebody paying him. Maybe California's different. I don't know. I'm sure people on the East Coast see the prices of homes in Arizona and are like, "Oh my God, they're crazy. Nobody would pay that." But
oh my gosh,
that's how I'm thinking about this one. It's got a pool and a spa though, which is nice.
Yeah, 1,400 square feet though. You know,
yeah, it's tiny, man.
Crazy. Hope we have comps in the.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're right by the freeway. I'm gonna change the perimeter here because I'm not crossing the highway. I don't cross any major roads. I just want to stay in this neighborhood. Actually, I want to zoom in a little bit. How close are we really to the freeway? Okay, there's a few houses in between us.
Awesome.
That's good.
Cool. Man, I was hoping to see some 2 millions in the neighborhood.
Well, here's a 5.2 that's just shy of 2,000 square feet. Looks like just sold pretty recently. Let's see what the condition of it is.
No pool.
No pool, though. Oh, they only have 5 photos. Okay, well, can't really see the inside. Seeing if sometimes they'll put like beautifully remodeled in the description. Doesn't look like this has that. So, all right, well, 1.2. All right, so now we've got a 3.2 here, a little bit smaller than us, for $850. And honestly, it looks in pretty similar condition, I would say.
Yeah.
I think the other one maybe had granite countertops. It was a little bit more open, but probably because we are 200 square feet bigger than this one.
Yeah.
But this one sold beginning of August for $850,000 with no pool. So that kind of gives you an idea of something that Brandon Rhodes talked about, who's a guest on the show a couple weeks ago. is that like as is ARV, like what do you think it would sell for on the market right now? I think in the condition that this house is in right now, I think it could probably sell somewhere around that 850 mark. I think that's where they'd start getting some serious buyer interest. Oh, I see this 1.4. Big though, 1,900 square feet.
Yeah, you see it again, 735, same square footage.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right in that range if we're talking about as is ARV.
Yeah, let's see what the inside of this one looks like, because now that we know what the home could sell for as is, I want to see if there's a big difference in a remodeled property. I want to see one that's the same size, you know, around a 3-bed, 2-bath, around 1,500 square feet, that's remodeled, and see what it sold for. If it's selling in that same 850, 900 range, you know, I don't know if it's going to make too much sense. Okay, yeah, this one looks relatively similar. This one's 2 stories though, and it kind of looked like it was in like a townhome kind of deal. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, this Somerset 1,400 square feet.
There we go.
Okay, so now we've got one that's sold for $1 million.
Looks like they
They didn't really do a lot. Kind of what I'm kind of starting to feel like, and again, this one sold end of June, so this is probably about the farthest back that I'm considering. But I'm kind of thinking that we're listed at ARV.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I definitely agree. I think it's ridiculous that a house is going for $1 million at 1,400 square feet, but that's California, you know what I mean?
Yep. Let's look at the actives too, because I know I wanted to take a look at those. This is a 6.2. Not even going to look at that. That's way bigger. That's way bigger. Okay, so we've got one here. This is a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,000. This one's listed cheaper than us, and it's bigger, but it's been listed for 208 days. There's no pool. It's not that great. Yeah, I think we're listed right around ARV. Originally, if we had no pool, I would say that our ARV is probably close to that like 1,030,000 range that other one sold in. But since we've got a pool, I think you could probably say 1,075,000 is probably pretty fair. So, what I would do is, again, ask your buyers. This is probably more of a luxury deal. I would just ask your buyers, hey, you know, where are you buying? Where do you need luxury deals? For us, I know that we'd probably be closer to that 50 to 55 mark. So I'd probably be shooting this between 50 and 52. I'll take $1,750,000, chop it, and I'll do 52. I'd probably be offering in the mid fives, mid to high fives.
Yep.
Probably about 560 is where I would come in.
And remind you, that's to get it to the buyer. So you may even need it a little bit lower too. So if you're, it was 560, maybe 540, something like that. You know.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get a little bit lower. But
I did run that one at 52% of ARV, assuming that a buyer would buy it at about 55%. Right. So again, know where your buyers buy, but I would probably be offering somewhere around 550.
Right. Cool.
So
let's see. Rob Davis from Atlanta. Shout out to my Atlanta brother. Okay. 1262 Lorenzo Southwest Drive.
I'll let you take the reins on this one. I think
sure.
People are tired of hearing me talking. George is your area,
Let's get it, man. So we're listed at 260. We had a price drop of 15,000 2 days ago. Let's go through these pictures.
How long have we been listed?
44 days. So it's been sitting for a while. All right.
Looks like we're a 4-bed, 2-bath, just shy of 1,700 square feet, 2 stories, built in 1959.
Okay. I mean, it looks like somebody came in and maybe did one room of flooring and and maybe painted some cabinets. Cool, and you should have this. Okay, maybe a bathroom here too. But this is just horrendous. Okay, so you definitely still need to come in and do something. Cool. Let's go to our comps.
As you're saying, something that just kind of made me think too. Oh, don't forget to click all activity.
Oh yeah.
Something that made me think is like some areas though, just no matter how much you remodel it, like sometimes it's just not going to change the price. Like there's certain areas that homes will just sell because people just want, they just want the home as it is. They don't care about it being all nice and remodeled. So keep that in mind when you're comping too. You might not see a lot of remodeled comps. It might not be the best area to flip.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
again, you know, that's knowing what your buyers need. You know, talking to
Yeah.
your buyers, seeing if something that they would want. Cool. So we're at 260. We have this 3.2, 1,500 square feet, built in 1950. Looks like, yeah, it was just done this month. Definitely looks like a remodel. All right, that's a good thing. Cool. Don't count this one. It was a 2021 build. Can't compare it, but it was a 4.3. We're listed at 575. Take that into account. This new build was sold at 575 this month. So remember that. Take that into account. We have another one, 290, 4.2, 1,800 square feet. Cool, and that was in June. So really, I'm really just looking at the. Well, I mean,
Did we look at the pictures on that 415?
no, we did not. Let's look at the pictures of the 415. Let's see. Definitely a remodel indicator. The yellow door up front, and you go inside.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, usually with these new remodels, you know, people like to go crazy. I guess that's a new thing. They want to go crazy with the door. You see red doors, blue doors, yellow doors. You know what I mean? So you know that's a clear indicator that somebody's been in there and did some work to it. But see, you got the shiplap wall in the back. Obviously new flooring. The kitchen looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's nice. They did a good job on this.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I'm going back.
Just click.
You're gonna have to.
Right here.
Oh,
Oh,
well, my bad.
I think that'll work too.
Cool. But yeah, I'm really just looking at this one comp though. You know, this was the latest sale in August, right? We're at 415. You cannot use this new build as a comp, so I'm not even gonna look at this. Not even gonna consider that 575. It's a new build in 2021. So, and we're 2,400 square feet. Not even looking at that, right? And we can take this one in consideration too. It was early June. Not going to take that ARV as serious. I mean, it was lower, but you know, not going to take it as serious. We're going to look at the pics though for this one.
Yeah, I'm interested why that one's sold for 290.
Right.
If maybe it needed some work.
Definitely a remodel. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So somebody came in June. So that, I mean, Kyle, what do you like? What do you take that into account when? You know, this is listed at 290. We're at 260, and that was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, not only it's sold at 290.
Yeah.
That's really concerning to me. That's kind of a red flag because now I'm seeing like, okay, there, you know, this house is really nice. It's actually, I think, slightly bigger than us. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's built 20 years newer because we're in 1959. This one's 1973.
Yeah. This does have a basement.
And it's sold for 290. So. Yeah. I mean, shoot, now, because now, this is why you need more than one comp, because now you've got one at 290, one at 415. That's a huge discrepancy.
Yeah.
So now, in this case, I would probably be looking a little bit farther back. Mm-hmm. Like, I saw that one 280 that was there. I'd probably just be checking it out. I know it sold in May, but just like, okay, so what's the outlier here? Is that 415 the outlier? Or, you know, here's another 3.2 that's 1,000 square feet that sold for 280.
Yeah.
And... I mean, it's nothing crazy nice. The 290 is way nicer. Right. I think that 290, somebody got a steal of a deal on that.
Yeah,
that,
100%.
In my opinion, they got a really good deal on it. So
cool. So I mean, I'd pin ARV, man.
You want to look at the actives and see?
Yeah, let's look at the actives. Actually, is there a way?
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, and then click actives.
All right, we go.
And then you can sort it by. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they're all active.
Oh. Cool. Okay, so see, we have. I'm gonna go all the way to the front. 450. This is a new build. Oh man. Yep, 2022. Can't consider that one. It's been sitting for a long time though. You got a 4.2, 1,200 square feet. Looks like it's remodeled. Got that yellow door.
It's got that same yellow door.
Got the same yellow door. So
I wonder if it's the same people that flipped that one as the 415.
Right.
Because it's literally the same color.
Price drop. They did a 10K price drop a week ago. So, yeah. I mean.
And is that one remodeled?
It is definitely remodeled. I can tell you this 100% remodeled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now it looks like you're kind of more approaching. Okay, maybe not quite down to 290, but 415 is not a realistic ARV anymore.
I would say low 300s. So I'm thinking somewhere around 310, 320 maybe.
Really?
Yeah. What did you have?
I was thinking maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I'd be interested. You know, they just dropped the price on that one to 370. Was that one a comparable? Like, was it about the same size as us? Do you remember?
Yeah, we're 16.
17.
It was a little bit. I think it was a little bit smaller.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
that
was a
one's
lot smaller.
1,300 square
Okay.
feet. I think realistically, you're probably somewhere in the mid to high 300 range. I don't really see a remodeled house selling for less than 350 if you've got one smaller that's now at 370. But again, that's all speculation. That's just me kind of thinking like from a buyer's standpoint. Just trying to think about what's reasonable. So I'd be shooting for, mid threes to be more conservative.
You know what's funny? It's usually Kyle the one that says, "Nah, ARV is way lower." So this is a good feeling for me. You know, this is a
That
good
normally
feeling.
is. That normally is me, honestly. You're right.
So yeah, I mean, it's not much actives that are remodeled. So yeah, I can agree with you. I'll go up a little bit on the ARV on that one. So 350. Oh, man.
I don't think the pictures on this one were horrendous. Are you shooting this one at 60?
Yeah, I was gonna go 60. What do you think?
I agree.
Cool.
I think that's pretty fair.
Saying 350. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not too far off, but somewhere around 205, 210, somewhere around there. Not too far off. That's just a conversation with the agent. See where they're at. See if there's any offers coming in. See how you can add some value. And maybe it's been sitting for a while. Maybe they need an offer quick. So.
Yeah, and they're dropping price, which shows motivation.
Yes,
and something else to consider too is that you can run this from like an equation standpoint too, but then there's just the optics of like what is a good deal. If you're trying to sell a good deal to an investor and you came to them with this property, it's listed at 260, but you're like, hey, I got it locked up. I'll sell it to you for $199. I'll get it to you under $200,000. They probably don't really even have to like sit there and crunch numbers to try to see if it's gonna work. They're gonna hop on, see what's sold in the area, and they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's a deal. At barely under 200,000, that's a really good deal. So, if you talk to the agent and they're like, yeah, we really need an offer, you don't want to take advantage of people, but you also want to try to get your investors a good deal, right? You don't want to have to sell your investors on a deal. You want them to look at it, see the number, and be like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Send the assignment.
Cool. So, Rob said he was shooting for 215, so yeah, you're right in the ballpark. Good.
I would just be a little bit more aggressive only because it's listed at 260 and they keep dropping the price. You don't want to be too close to list price right now. Again, maybe the market's different in Georgia, but at least in Arizona, I don't want to be too close to list price because I know that all of my other investors that I sell deals to are also making offers on these properties as well. And if there was one that worked close or at list price, they would probably have already gotten it. Right. So
awesome.
Find where you can add value. Get deeply discounted properties off the MLS. That's where you're adding value to them. While they're out working on their other projects and doing stuff, if you're, finding that motivation, getting good deals, you'll get paid for it. So
cool. Isaiah said this is from the California one that we looked at in Mesa, California. He said, why would anyone who owns a $1 million home sell for $500K? It seems like way too hard of a pitch.
Yeah, that's a great question. And again, that's where you have to look for the motivation, right? If the home's not in terrible shape and it's not awful, then maybe that's not your target. Maybe that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for people who, and also just to go back to your point of like somebody who owns $1 million home, just because it's listed at $1 million something doesn't mean that that's what it's worth. The market value of a home is determined by a willing and able buyer. They haven't gotten anybody that's, put in an offer and gotten it accepted at the price that they're asking. So that's obviously not what the house is worth. And, that's kind of that's the part of finding deals, right? Find the motivation. If the people aren't really that motivated to sell it or the situation is not that distressed, the home's not that bad, then I'm sure some other family will come along and put in an offer around that 850 mark like we saw those other houses selling for, and maybe they'll sell it for that.
Yep.
But
sometimes
it's an investment.
It is. Sometimes you don't have to don't spend too much time on a property if it doesn't make sense, because you're right, 100%. $1 million home for $500,000. I mean, let's be realistic. It could happen. I'm not saying 100%, but let's be realistic. That's something me personally, I don't know about Kyle, but me personally, I'll look at, say I need that 500, and I'll probably move on from that, because like you said, a family could come in and buy it, at 850, and they get a great house that they can go in and fix up and make it all beautiful. So, sometimes the deal just may not be for you, and that's okay. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them out there. So,
100%.
Cool. Rob, I'm actually in the Philly area, moving to Atlanta. I know a whole bunch of people in Philly, man. You should hit me up, man. James Wheelchair Pimpin says agent said they accepted 160. I'll submit a backup offer just in case. Awesome.
There you go, man. Good stuff.
Wheelchair Pimpin, he's still pimping, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Cool. And Isaiah again says, what are you guys' properties at in Phoenix right now? I'm guessing it means by like price range. I don't.
What are you guys' properties at in Phoenix right now? If you're asking what we're buying properties at, hedge funds are still buying here in Phoenix. So if we're buying something hedge fund related or something that we're going to sell to like a buy and hold investor, and it's clean, like it's something in the 2000s or newer, we're probably looking more in that like $70 to $75, or sorry, not $75. 70 to 75 cents on the dollar. So 70-75% of ARV is where we're shooting for those. If it's something that it's kind of crappy and needs some work, we're anywhere between like 50 to 60%. It really just depends. If the house is like really destroyed, it needs all the big ticket items, it needs the whole 9 yards, it's going to be a big project, 50%. Yeah. If it's something that, hey, this thing's just kind of messy, it's disgusting, it needs updates, it needs a regular renovation, probably closer to 60. And that's where we're seeing buyers biting. So the cleaner, newer stuff that might be for buy and hold, 70 to 75. The trash flip stuff, between 50 and 60.
Cool.
I think there was another question in there. This one right here. Jathan, up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. Do you place more importance on staying within major road bounds or same subdivisions? I've noticed that you all don't look at subdivision at all, so maybe that's not that important.
It varies. Man. Yeah. It really varies. We don't look at it that often because, on the show, we're just trying to kind of like give you an idea of our thought processes, where we're, what we're looking at, how we're thinking of things. If it was something that we were actually looking to like put under contract, we would dive into it a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. We're kind of just going over like the preliminary stuff, kind of getting a ballpark of where we'd be looking at. But subdivision is important. But if there's a similar property that's not crossing any major roads, and it's still in the same area, most reasonable buyers are going to see that and be like, okay, well, yeah, here's 2 or 3 comps. They're not in the same subdivision, but it's not crossing any major roads. Right. Great. You want to try to stay in the same subdivision as much as possible, but it really just depends on what's around, right?
I think it varies, too, from state to state. I know in Phoenix, there are, especially the part of Phoenix that I live in, there aren't many neighborhoods. There's more so like you just go in and there's a whole bunch of houses, and it's not necessarily like just the neighborhood. Versus where in Atlanta, where I'm from, there's neighborhoods everywhere. Every house is in a subdivision. You know what I mean? So I think it varies from where you're at too. So if your state is kind of like that in Atlanta, then some ask your buyers. Talk to your buyers, see what they're saying, because they might say, hey, I want to stay in the same neighborhood or the same subdivision. But like how we look at it is different. If it's in the same area, we're a certain distance away from our property, then we still use it. So talk to your buyers.
And I know it's easy for us to just be like, oh, talk to your buyers, blah blah blah, but I mean it really is true. And also maybe do a little bit of the groundwork for them when you send it to them. Like, hey, I know this isn't in the same subdivision, but it's close by. It's similar year build. It's, similar floor plans. So I use it as a comp. If you would not consider this a comp, let me know. Yeah. Now you've done the work. You've told them, where it is. You've identified that it's not in a subdivision. And then they might be like, oh, shit. Like, right. Yeah, good, thanks for pointing that out. I'd use that as a comp. Or they'd be like, nah, I don't for this reason, because there's another model match within our same subdivision that, XYZ sold for less. So I'm taking that more heavily. So
right. I've got one more question for you. It says, how do you find the buyers that pay top dollar?
Man, it's a little bit tough, honestly, man, because there's a lot of people that are trying to sell deals. So you have to have the best deals. that's what, value is what brings those relationships in. If you talk to a buyer, they say, hey, I'm looking for something, 60% of ARV is where I'm buying. You bring them, the first deal you bring them is like, hey man, this is 58% of ARV. Oh, great. I wanted 60. He exceeded expectations. Awesome. Yeah, let's go. Let's do a deal. And I'm going to save your number and I'm going to keep working with you. So it's kind of like exceeding expectation and bringing value to them. If you're just sending them properties all day long, like, hey, can you comp this? Where would you be at? Blah, 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 which I have definitely done before. Like, I have definitely been that guy where I've sent buyers properties. Hey man, I'm stuck on this. I don't know where to be. And most of the time they are really helpful and willing to help you out. But you gotta, the ones that pay top dollar, you got to know what they want, exceed expectations, and bring that value. So buyers go to where the good deals are for sure.
Cool. And he also said, how do you find the most motivated sellers? What are some of the parameters you look for? Well, working on the MLS, there's certain categories. Fix up needs repairs. They're literally telling you fix up and needs repairs. The agent will literally say motivated seller. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Look out for it in the private remarks, public remarks. If you have access to the MLS, stuff like that. They'll almost say it they'll say it in the I can't even think the remarks. Jesus, sorry. And also call the agent, call your agents and get to the bottom of why, what's their motivation. Ask the agent, you know what I mean? They'll tell you. I've never had an agent that says, don't worry about it. Just submit an offer. There's times it has definitely happened, but just call and ask the agent and they can tell you, you know what I mean? Especially if you're doing deals on market, and best thing to do is just call,
Yeah. Definitely.
Do you have anything else?
Just some like low hanging fruit stuff.
Yeah.
Just looking at pictures. Pictures is worth 1,000 words. If
Days
you see
on market.
Pictures, days on market. No, dude, what you said is perfect. But those are just, everybody talks about that. Those are going to be the things that everybody's going for is, the low hanging fruit. But I think what Brandon was kind of hitting on is like how to get a little bit past that low hanging fruit. How do you dive a little bit deeper? Like he said, you see some price drops, but the house doesn't look terrible. They've dropped the price, 4 times in a month. Hey, why have you been dropping the price so much? Do they really need to sell this thing? Oh, yeah, the house is perfect, but they've already moved into a new house. They're tired of paying 2 mortgages, blah, 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 blah. Boom. Now you found motivation by actually talking on the phone.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And that's how you bring value to that agent, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you do that 100%. And you get a deal. I know you've had agents that you've worked with where they've sent you a property and it worked. And what happens? You know what I mean? He's coming back to you every time. Come back to you every time. You know what I mean? Just like same thing when you're saying with the buyer. Like, if you have a good deal and you send it to a buyer and it works, they're gonna, hey Kyle, what do you have? Like, I need something. What do you have for me? Like, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it's like getting good deals. But yeah, he touched it on the motivated sellers, 100%. And last thing from Isaiah, it says, what's the largest assignment fee you guys have stumbled upon?
What was I think it was, since I've been here anyways, that's the one that I can think of is the one you had, what was it, 5th?
Yeah, it was 5th. I think it was 75 or 80 plus 80. Commission as well. So
yeah,
whatever that was. So somewhere maybe in the 6 figures, maybe something like that. But yeah, man, it's just doing deals on MLS, man, double dip, all that.
So yeah, that was, I think he said between 75 and 80 plus commission. We don't know what the commission was, but probably just a little bit shy of 6 figures. But just for the assignment itself, about 70, 75.
Yep.
So
yeah,
Eric, send it over, bro. We got time for one more.
Cool.
Jathan said, Isaiah, you should learn how to scrape data. When you grab information off of Privy, then you can do some Excel formulas to find buyers who would buy it. Yeah, that's a great way to do it as well.
Yeah.
My strategy for finding buyers is a little bit more like, boots on the ground, not so much using data, which maybe I'm missing a big opportunity there, Jathan. So good for you if you're doing that. I'm kind of more like meeting people at networking events, seeing who's like, if I physically see somebody bought something in a neighborhood I'm comping in, just give them a call or shoot them a text. But yeah, that's a really great way to do that too. Data tells a lot of stories.
Yeah, data does tell a lot of stories, but I agree with you. Like being at meetups, going out to meet people, you know what I mean? That I think, like you said, finding homes that they flipped on the MLS or something and just giving them a call. I think that's a great way as well.
Yeah, and networking too. I'm gonna plug Asian Investors again, guys. That community, join the Discord.
Yeah.
The link for the Discord is in my bio. If you guys really want to learn how to work really efficiently with agents, doing MLS deals, doing agent outreach, that kind of stuff, Check out the Agent Investors course. Use code Kyle, $150 off. That's the best discount we offer. It applies to the $1,000 course as well. So, that's $850. So, 15% off, and get to learn a little bit. So
cool. Hey Eric, can you find a crazy way to just send the address, because I guess it's not popping up. I don't know if that's still a problem that it's having, but the address is not popping up on here. So cool. In the meantime, want to find another one to just look at.
In the meantime, what's your dream car, Brandon? I love cars, so I might start bringing this into the show. I already know the answer, but tell the people.
Man, I want a Lamborghini Urus, right? Ooh. But it switches up, though. We went to the Mercedes dealership a while back, me, you, and Albert, right? And I was like, I need a Mercedes. I got to have one. So it's a couple, man. But I'll say that Lamborghini Urus, man. And matte black, maybe some red trim on there. You know what I mean? Man, I even go... what was the one I sent you one time? It was the orange, interior. I'll
charcoal gray with orange interior.
Man, yeah, that was the one. Yeah, man.
There we go.
Yes.
Jake, Miles, what about you guys? What's your dream car?
Mercedes-Benz AMG GT63 RS.
Yep.
AMG GT360 RS. Okay.
Yeah.
Miles, what about you?
1988 Oldsmobile Delta 88.
All right. That's,
hey.
We might have to pull that one up. I don't even
know what that is.
He's quick with that.
Cool.
All right. Let's check out this last one here from Eric.
11975 North 110th Street. I want to say that's North Phoenix.
Scottsdale.
Yeah, or North Scottsdale.
Oh, then I'm going to do it on Monsoon then. Sorry, say it again. 11.
Oh, my bad. 11975 North 110th. I'm sorry. I'm reading the comment and trying to tell you something.
No, you're good. Hey, Jake. Yeah. Is there a way that the people can hear you? Can you just give a real quick breakdown of what's included in each of the courses? Somebody asked is there live training with the $1,000 course?
Yeah. So
a brief synopsis.
$1,000 course gets you the whole course, which is all the videos, the walkthrough, A to Z, everything that we do. You also get access to the Asian investors community in there, so anytime they need help, they can hit up any of you guys, hit up Ryan, in the Discord. We know who the members are in there, so they get pretty good priority on that.
Yeah.
And then the diamond level course, that's Ryan's whole business in a box. That's the one where he really pours into everybody. Mm-hmm. You get Ryan's cell phone number, you can text him whenever you want, anytime you need help.
Yeah, huge value.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks for breaking that down.
Yeah.
All right, let's check this guy out. We're in Scottsdale. We're about 1,600 square feet, 1994 build. No pool. So just right off the bat, okay, so we're a 2-bed, 2-bath. That makes me think that we might be in a 55-plus community. Mm-hmm. I hope not. Shoot, I'm messing this up here. Anytime I see a 2-2 anywhere in Arizona, automatically check in to see if it's...
Every time.
It's not. Okay, so it's not in an age-restricted community.
Cool.
All right, thank God. So just, going through exit strategies in my mind or buyers, the first thing that comes to mind is I'm like, okay, it's a 2-bed, 2-bath. The hedge funds criteria is a 3-bed, 2-bath. But, if I can get them a good deal on it, they might bite on it. So, now I'm keeping that in the back of my mind as well. Okay.
Cool. Just need some updating.
Just outdated.
Yeah.
Got no pool. Let's see what the comps are looking like. So in this case, you can kind of see how there's kind of a line here where it looks like all of these houses in this community are all the same.
Yep.
So that's kind of where the subdivision question comes into play. I'm going to go back 6 months to see if anything is sold in this subdivision here, just so I can get a kind of a gauge of price. So it looks like this one's probably pretty similar. Looks like a model match maybe.
With the pool. 3-2 with the pool.
Open Door sold it for $586, but the interior is in similar condition.
He says the place is nice. It was just inherited and they're done. I'm guessing you're saying they don't want the mortgage payments.
Makes sense. There you go. So now you found their story. You know their pain point is paying that mortgage every month. Mm-hmm. So use that to your advantage of hey, how can we get this taken off your hands so you don't have to pay that mortgage every month? Here's another one sold by Open Door 3-2 with a pool. This one sold at $635. And looks maybe slightly nicer than the other two.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take a peek outside of this subdivision and just see. Oh, that one's too big. Because here's one that looks to be the same size as us, and it sold for $800. Oh, that's in June. I forgot to switch it back 2-3 months. Okay, well, still middle of June. Ugh, sold for $800. I'd like to see something a little bit newer. Too big. Now we're getting over into these bigger homes on bigger lots. So, and I'm not crossing over Franklin, right? Yeah, because these are different. I'm really thinking based on kind of like what's sold and what's available. I'm thinking our ARV is probably somewhere in the mid to high fives. What were you thinking? This one's got a pool. It's got an extra bathroom or an extra bedroom, and it's pending at about $550, and it looks nice. Yeah. I know it is crossing a main road, but I'm just trying to get a gauge.
Yeah, I would say mid to high fives as well. I mean, I would say we're kind of sitting at ARV, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I do kind of think we're sitting at what it would sell for. Yeah, because
I'd say, and you know, because I love Scottsdale, guys. Like that was my shit right there. So still is right. So I'd say 85250, 51, 54, 58, and 59. Mostly always have pools. No pool, and then it's a 2-2. Me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what I mean? 2-2 with no pool, you know, I wouldn't spend too much time on it, me personally. You know, there's obviously, you know, we had to go across a major road and go into another neighborhood. You know, that just makes ARV lower and lower as we're looking. So, you know, me personally, I wouldn't spend too much time on it. But we're definitely
unless they're open to an offer under list. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm seeing this one here. So just to give you a point of reference, we're right here. Mm-hmm. This one is right here. Mm-hmm. They're a 3-2, but no pool. So this is kind of like getting closer, and this is like the condition that we're in.
Right.
I'm gonna have to assume that they're under list because they listed beginning of July at $635, and it looks like they're just going under contract as of the 27th. So somebody probably negotiated this one down. But because we're a 2-bed, 2-bath, I really don't think we can push much higher than, you know, 575-ish. Mm-hmm. It's pretty clean on the inside. It just needs some updating. Right. So I'd probably be shooting for...
Before you even say it, Eric goes, that's where I was stuck. Everyone and their mama has a pool, and this one doesn't. Everybody and their mama does have a pool, and this one doesn't, right? And he said he wanted to offer around $350, so I'll go ahead.
Let's see. Yeah. I think you're pretty close in the ballpark there.
So you'd be shooting for this one more as a hedge fund, huh?
Not specifically for a hedge fund. I wouldn't want to lock it up too high because that would kind of pigeonhole me for only selling it to that one kind of buyer.
Yep.
But also, you know, like a point that was brought up earlier, why would somebody sell $1 million home for $500,000? Mm-hmm. This one's not, you know, it's not falling apart. It doesn't need new roof, new AC. It doesn't need the whole 9 yards because it's destroyed. It just needs updating. So, I did 575. 60% of that would be 345. If you can get it locked up there, that's great. But that might be, I just don't know if that would quite get it done. So if they're maybe able to come up to, you know, 375, and you have a buyer that might pick it up at 390, hey, Scottsdale under 400,000. Yeah, bro, if you find something like that, let me know.
Yeah,
boom,
100%, 100%. There you go. Cool. So yeah, you were right there, Eric.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, Eric. Good job. The 2-2 though hurts a little bit. You'd probably have to ask if there's room in the floor plan to add a third bedroom, especially if somebody's going to keep it as a rental.
Yep.
Which,
Yep. They're motivated, so you know, see what you can do, man.
Yeah, man. All right, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, we're about done.
Huh? Yeah. That about hits the hour. We really appreciate you guys. thank you so much for joining. Let us know if there's any way that we can, serve you or provide value to you guys. Our Instagrams, maybe Jay can toss them up real quick. Follow us. Let us know if you guys need any help or if we can help you guys move any deals or if I can answer any questions for you.
Cool.
So buy the Agent Investors course. Let us know if you're interested in breaking up with your current brokerage and joining Real. Let us know. We're not recruiters, but we're always looking to bring some new people into the community. So
awesome. I want one thing, guys.
Go for it.
Stay, just be on the lookout. Got something new coming out here very soon. Stay on the lookout. It's gonna be very exciting. I don't want to give too much, but just know it's gonna be something special. So stay on the lookout. All right,
there
stay
we
on
go.
the lookout.
Give them a little teaser. What is it gonna be? Another show?
It might be another show with some
Okay.
maybe some famous people here and there. I don't know who, well, whatever. But we stay tuned. Be on the lookout for it. All right.
Cool.
So cool.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Yep.